Have a look at this beauty. I can't tell you how much he smells. Must all over me. I was looking for pike in the shallows. I just saw this gorgeous thing sunbathing, making a getaway. Look at that. A wild grass snake. Out at the end of March. Sunbathing away. Thinks it's about to be eaten. So let's let this little beauty go back where it belongs. But what a beauty. Finding a snake in Britain, always a beautiful treat. Look at that. Quite lean, but then it's been hibernating. Hopefully it's going to catch itself a toad or a newt or a small fish pretty soon. Anyway, I'm going to put it back where it came from. Beautiful grass snake. Hungry. How noisy that is. Look at it go. So it's the big girl's turn to lay her eggs today. This is the big female false water cobra, my favourite girl. And actually wasn't going to breed her this year and give her a year off, but to be honest, she got that fruity during the breeding season. She was driving me mad with her constant efforts to get out of her enclosure and get to her boyfriend. I kind of gave in, so rightly or wrongly, but she's certainly lost a bit of body weight now. It's a large clutch of eggs, takes a lot out of them, so she's going to need to feed up really well over the next few weeks and stack that body mass back on. So we're going to have a look. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure she's stopped laying. She's laid these eggs, or started laying these eggs this morning. It's now evening, so we're going to separate these eggs, get them over into a hatching container, get her cleaned out, get some nice fresh water in her bowl. She did give me a scare 2 days ago. She laid a slug egg, an infertile egg, nothing unusual about that, followed by a double-sized egg. Now look how big these eggs are, chicken egg size, a double-sized egg, and I did worry she was gravid, rather egg-bound, because it was actually too early for her to start laying. So we'll see what she does. Have a look at these eggs. I'll leave the lay box in there tonight, just in case there's any more. But really, these eggs are going to be better off in here with the right humidity and the perfect temperature for hatching, not left in the vivarium where it would be less humid. And obviously she's going to end up squishing them around every time she goes in the nest box. But you can see a good clutch of eggs, a couple of dodgy ones, lots of really good eggs. Definitely one of my most favourite species, the false water cobra. Let's see what they do in 70 days time, see who hatches and see what hatches, see what those little babies look like. There'll be no reptiles out today. 20 degrees, glorious sunshine Monday. It's now Friday and snowing again. Absolutely ridiculous. 8 degrees just now. It's been 6 degrees most of the week, apart from Monday. Typical English spring, but here we are. It's Friday. I'm feeding the birds and doing the final preparations. We've got some signage to put up for our animal enclosure. Massive thanks to Crescent Press and a massive thanks to Bob Wilson Definitely put some links below there. Newts, I think, in the wildlife pond. Yeah, they're probably better off down there. Here's one of the most spectacular birds of the British countryside. Cock pheasant, the hen pheasant of course being really cryptically coloured for camouflage. He's all about gaudiness, looking his best to get the girls. Of course it's not a British species, it's a non-native, and it's getting a bad rap lately amongst herpetologists as a bird that eats things like common lizards and removes common lizards from an ecosystem. In a really dense numbers, that definitely can happen. But the flip side is, places like this estate, without these pheasants being reared and cared for in the countryside for people to shoot and for people like me to eat, the countryside would be worse, far worse for nature, because the shooting industry of pheasants and partridge generates an awful lot of money, and they need a lot of care to keep these guys safe from predators and find enough food. So this estate is not only heavily managed to support the health of the pheasant and partridge, it's also managed by the gamekeeper, who's by far the biggest conservationist on the estate, to support a huge variety of wildlife. So not only do we have a vast amount of insect life here, we also have a lot of other bird life. Now, ground nesting birds are doing well here, although the badger population has certainly not done our lapwings any good at all. Nothing can be done about those really. But an area managed well for game birds is an area managed well for a multitude of other species, some of which actually struggle on land that's not managed for game bird rearing. So there's a flip side to everything. Do we get common lizards on the estate? I've never seen any. Do we get grass snakes on the estate? Lots of them. Great crested newts, lots of them. Smooth newts, frogs and toads, lots of them. So if they eat baby grass snakes, they've not eaten them all here, that is for sure. Beautiful species to behold. It is part of the English landscape. Sadly, like the grey squirrel and the signal crayfish, Japanese balsam and so on, some of these are invasives, and some of them, like this, are here, brought here by man, just like the humble rabbit. Certainly, of course, whatever your views on this, it's not that animal's fault any more than the signal crayfish's fault that is decimating the ecosystems in our waterways. Look at that guy, absolutely resplendent. They taste good too. Lovely to see Zara back on the glove, ready to work for me all through the summer. Not for hunting, because that's not when we fly these birds for hunting, but over there is Mr. Pheasant still, and one of his many girlfriends, and the competition over there by the sound of things. So they do form a bit of a distraction for her through the summer open weekends, when she's going to fly with her boyfriend Nigel, talking about how Harris hawks will fly in groups and packs in the wild and for displays and such like. Let's see if she wants a bit of food. Zara. No, she just wants to eye up some bigger food, not what's in my glove. But lovely to see this girl out. She's molted out lovely, got a lovely sort of bloom like you get on a fresh plum on her feathers on her back. Tomorrow may well be her first day flying free. Since the winter, she's been in her aviary, chilling out, and she's got to do that in front of an audience. So if there's a quiet session on one of our hourly displays or talks, I think we'll bring Zara in and just see what she makes of the crowds. Being a Harris's hawk, pretty good bird to start with, because they take far less sort of retraining, I guess is the kind of words, retraining after a little bit of a rest period. Nice for her to see out and about what's going on in the world. What a beautiful bird. Enjoy the rest of the video. So look at this now. Just 10 minutes after it was snowing, you'd think we're back in summer, apart from the cold air temperature, northerly wind. So we're pretty much set. Once I've got that signage on the walls, I'll get some video just so you can see how it's all going to look. So tomorrow is our first day of our open weekends. through the summer months from tomorrow until October. So Annie right now is over in the mammal area and she's looking after those animals. It's Friday, she works on a Wednesday, she volunteer works on a Wednesday, and she's coming especially just to make sure everything is titivated and ready for tomorrow. And this is the sort of people that we look for here at Icarus Falconry, volunteers that go above and beyond, and the payment is just the joy of volunteering with these animals and birds. And she's a star like all of our other employees and volunteers. We really rely on very, very special people because, of course, most of what you do here as a volunteer isn't flying birds of prey or cuddling tame foxes. It's cleaning up poo, really. It is all the rubbish work, which is 90% of any animal husbandry. Anyway, these birds are still waiting for most of their lunch, so I'll get these birds fed and then get some tools out and get those signs put up. Let's go and see if we can find Annie, see what she's up to. I can hear her talking to something. There she is, in there. Oh, too much wire, too much wire. Annie, we can't see you because I can't focus on you through. Hold on.
Good.
Hold on, there you are, there you are.
Good, look, she is so naughty.
I was just telling people that when you volunteer somewhere like this, it's actually really, it's 80-90% clean up muck, isn't it?
It is.
And you've got to come somewhere like that, like this, knowing that, haven't you?
Yeah, oh gosh, definitely. But the joy you get of spending time with this little fairy, she's so naughty. I bought her a carrot and I had it in my pocket and I was going to put it in the holes in
She's not
here.
a bloody donkey.
She's stole it. She's like, I know, hot carrot, not donkey. I love you know, they like carrots.
No, my dog does.
Yeah.
My dog does.
Come on.
We can't see her.
Oh, she's such a monkey though, yeah, but there's a lot of poop to clean up, but
It's all
you know,
part of it,
it's so
isn't it?
satisfying when she's nice and clean at the end of the day. So yeah.
Much like
Yeah.
Ursula and other of our volunteers, you're definitely someone we need to find a machine to clone you in.
Oh bless you.
Thank you so much for what you do. We'll leave you to it.
That's all
We'll
right.
come and see Roxy in a minute.
Yeah. Okie dokes. No more.
Well, that was the first day of our first opening weekend of 2022. All done and dusted. We flew birds or put on an animal talk at 12, 1, 2 and 3 o'clock, which is kind of going to be the theme as it was last year. A mixture of birds flying and meeting different animals. So one of the animal talks was meeting on with a hedgehog, and we talked a little bit about hedgehogs and how you can help them. One was the end one was a combination. It was snakes and rats. So yeah, good combination if you're the snake, I guess. And again, as usually last year, we met such lovely people. Really interested in looking around the place and the gardens and so on and so forth. Lots to do. The Holdenby tea room's open, the gift shop's open, and just a lovely day. And fluke the weather really, although it was ironic because every single time we flew a bird, it snowed, and every single time we stopped flying a bird, the sun came out and it was warm. Pretty much par for the course in this job, I'm sure. Tommy came up, he flew his peregrine. Jackie and I were here. One of our newer volunteers, Rebecca, she came up, sort of talked to the guests and the crowds. And Dennis, oh, my old mate from the Northamptonshire Falconry Club, Raptor Club, who used to fly goshawks. He came up, he's retired now, but he's a tall man. Not a tall man, a tall man. And he finished off building that for me, which is going to be, of course, full of Emily's artwork more than anything else. So, fantastic day. Holdenby.com. Come and see us one of these weekends over the spring and summer and into autumn this year. We'd love to see you. Say hi if you've seen one of the vlogs for sure. Oh yeah, I got my new hat to sort of protect my skin from the sun that's already damaged by the sun. So the horse long since bolted really. And one thing I found out, Nigel, he doesn't like this style of hat whatsoever. I asked him to come out of his aviary and he treated me like I was some marauding monster. So how strange is that? Not unusual, but it is for that bird. Hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. It's it's been a busy week, a strange week. We'll see you soon. Check out the other videos. As I always say, please subscribe. Massive difference. You haven't all subscribed. I want you all to subscribe. Help me out, for goodness sakes. See you soon.